Good morning, everyone. Colleague Minister Kroll, Permanent Secretary, Director of Operations and Acting CEO, Ms. Denise King-Tudor, other directors of the Central Housing and Planning Authority, GWI, Ministry of Housing and Water, regional and local officials, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to be here in Linden once again for another Dream Realize house lot allocation. As you know, we're winding down our first term in office, for which we came to government with a very ambitious target in the housing and water sectors. We were able in our first term to surpass the target that we set ourselves of 50,000 house lots. But we are not a government that is about ticking boxes. We are about governing in a real way to bring about real change and real empowerment. So long before we achieved the target, we recognized that demand had increased significantly for housing in all. More and more people were coming to us on a daily basis. We had lines of people who are making new applications, which is a stark contrast to when we first came in government, when we had a long line or long lines in 2020 and 2021 for people who had pending applications. If you've ever visited the head office in Georgetown, you will see that the Ministry of Housing and Water has the most traffic. So even during COVID, when we didn't have vaccines yet, people were lining up in front of the ministry. The lines were down Brick Dam into Camp Street for people with pending applications. And we were not intimidated by that because we recognize that people have confidence in the government, confidence in the commitments that we made. And so we started the work immediately of delivering our 10,000 house lot distribution on an annual basis to get to our 50,000. So very early this year, we surpassed that 50,000 mark. And we didn't stop because we recognized the need to acquire more land for housing development and making a plan for all of the regions, 1 to 10, on how we will address the backlog of pending applications completely. And that's why the President, during last year, December, gave us a new mandate. It wasn't a 50,000 allocation anymore. It was about zeroing the backlog of pending applicants in all of the regions, except for 4, because Region 4, as you know, is the most populous region. And the work in Region 4 will continue to bring it up to current. And so for all the other 9 regions, the target is to make sure that we bring it to current and that we make lands available for every single person who has applied for a house lot in these regions. So in Region 10, we have already distributed 1,600 house lots in the last 5 years. And today, we will distribute another 1,000 house lots to the Lindeners here today. And that's not the beginning nor the end, because we have in this new housing area, the Wisma housing area, where we already distributed lots in phase 1, and we're distributing lots today in the phase 2 of Wisma. We have made available approximately 2,400 new house lots in this phase 2 area. So today, after we've distributed our 1,000 house lots. I don't want people to panic if they didn't get their house lots today. We have made more land available, and we will be returning because this housing program will not end. I see a lot of people coming to us and rushing to us as though there is a ticking clock. But you have a government that has already promised that there will be continuity in the housing sector because we have seen the demand. We have heard the requests from all of the regions, from all of the communities to make more lots available. And we believe in ownership. We believe in this housing sector, first of all, because of its ability to empower lives, to empower families, especially women. And by the way, 47% of the 50,000 house lots went to women only. Young women, older women who are now landowners. And we are very proud of that record. 54% of the allocations that we've made in the last 5 years went to young people between the ages of 21 and 35. And more importantly, 90% of the total allocations went to low to middle income families. And so we have stayed true to the objectives of the housing sector, of the housing program, of empowering people. So that is extremely important to us, and we see the housing sector also as a way to stimulate the economy through spending on public infrastructure, the creation of jobs, and the construction of homes for those who have acquired housing units over the last 5 years. We've introduced a number of initiatives to help people to acquire home ownership. So we've moved beyond the intervention of allocation of land only and introduced a number of initiatives to make construction more affordable. We've worked with the banks to reduce interest rates. You can now borrow at below 5%, 4% in some cases. We have raised the mortgage ceiling for low-income interest rates. We've removed VAT from building and construction materials. We've introduced the steel and cement subsidy to help people to start the construction of their homes and helping them to qualify easier for a mortgage at the lending institutions. And of course, we've been building homes at affordable prices also to help people to acquire home ownership very early. And we've been investing in the infrastructure in housing areas so that people can realize the actual value of the house lot that they are receiving. So it costs us about $5 million to install the infrastructure and the utilities for one house lot. That's the actual cost to develop a single house lot. And like I said before, 90% of it went to low to middle income families. So people paying maybe $500,000, $800,000 for a house lot that costs $5 million just to build. And so right away, you are acquiring an asset that is worth more than you paid for it. So when you go to the banks, they can realize the actual value, the market value of your piece of land. And then you can leverage the equity that the bank is willing to lend you on that plot of land to help you to build your own home or to open a business or to buy a car, give you actual collateral, giving you empowerment through ownership. I see a lot of these parties that are popping up all over the place. They like to latch on to the housing sector because nobody criticizes something that's bad, right? Because it's already bad. But when something is good, when something is working, when something is showing results, that's when people tend to attack it. And that's what they've been doing with the housing sector. It has a lot of attention because of the successes of this housing program in the last 5 years. So some people saying to you, we'll give you a free house lot. You will pay for the infrastructure. Think about that for a moment. I just explained how much it actually costs to produce a single house lot. And you are paying a subsidized cost of about 15%. And they're saying you get the land free, but you pay for the infrastructure. So the first one sounds good, but then you got a backlash because the infrastructure is more expensive, obviously, than the cost that you're paying for the land. So you'll hear in the next couple of months before elections a lot of sound bites, but you have to assess for yourselves as to who really has a plan that delivers, a plan that makes sense. And so I know that all of us are capable of drowning out the noise and realizing the success of not only the housing program, but all of the sectors in the government at large. And we will continue, like I said, there's continuity in our program. The Ministry of Housing and Water is not going anywhere. We will be there after the 1st of September to continue the housing program because we believe that people will re-elect us based on our program and based on our ability to deliver real empowerment to the people of our country. So we make no apologies for that because we've been working, we've stayed true to our commitments, and we've been providing real, tangible results. And we've taken this program all across the country. There's no favoritism. There is no region that has benefited disproportionately to other regions. We've been present in all of the regions, including in hinterland communities, where in some cases there was no structured housing program like we have now. We've even taken it to our hinterland communities and building homes in hinterland communities through this housing program and giving people an opportunity to own a piece of land. So there is equity in the system. We see the visible reduction in the people who have pending applications. And so many times when I go into communities now and people say that they have a pending application, it's just pending a year or 2 years. So we've been able to move significantly the timeline that it takes between application and allocation. And that's a record that we are proud of, that we've been able to move that in the last 5 years, which says to us that the 50,000 allocation has been impactful. And so more and more people are coming to us because they have confidence that we will deliver for them, that they will get their house lots within a short space of time, especially our young people. As soon as young people become 21 years old now, the first thing they're doing is putting in their application. As a matter of fact, I'm meeting sometimes with a bunch of 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and they want to come and apply. And I have to say to them, hold on, your turn will come. But that's because people see something that's working. And it gives them hope, and it motivates them to save, it motivates them to get a job, and they say to us, we want to come and pay something because we want to acquire this early, giving our young people a longer chance in life, giving them the early opportunity to acquire an asset, and then giving them a longer time in life to acquire more assets and to grow their net worth. So this housing area, I can assure you, is fully equipped and sustainable. Like I mentioned, it has the capacity of over 2,400 lots. That includes low, moderate, middle, and high-income residential lots. It has reserve areas for nursery school, a primary school, a cemetery. It has zones for industrial and commercial lands for people to apply to acquire an industrial or commercial plot, to open a business, and fully sustainable, like I mentioned. So this is an area that once the infrastructure work is completed, you'll be very proud of. You will be living in a community that is equipped with all the necessary infrastructure, and you will have access to government services and other economic services within your community that will make it wholesome, sustainable, and a place that you will be proud to live in. So we are happy to be your servants in this sector and to be able to deliver this on behalf of the government of Guyana and for the people of region number 10. I'd like to congratulate all of you. I know some of you have been waiting a long time. We had a difficult task in acquiring land in this region because you know a lot of the land here is under the ownership of Guyana Lands and Survey Commission. So we've had a difficult task in identifying land that we can purchase from GLSC or acquire from GLSC, and land that is fit for housing development. And so we've identified some areas now that can adequately address the backlog here in Region 10. And we did commit to the people of this region that we will be able to address every single pending application. So I want to congratulate you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for the confidence that you've shown in us. And I wish you and your families all the best as you start this new journey of home ownership here today. So congratulations. God bless you. Thank you.